Anthony Joshua versus Jermaine Franklin post-fight. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego in the back with some more boxing. Anthony Joshua, he beat Jermaine Franklin via unanimous decision. It was the right decision. I did think he won the fight. I want to give you guys my thoughts, the good, the bad, the ugly. Now, congratulations to Anthony Joshua. He gets a W back in the win column, and that's coming off of 2 losses to Alexander Usyk. So basically, he hadn't had a victory in 2 years. Now, if I'm being honest, which is what I do on my channel, I can't say I was particularly impressed by Joshua in this performance. Again, credit to him for winning and ending that loss streak, the 2 L's like Cool J. When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall and in the back of my mind. Right? So he had 2 L's and he didn't make it 3 L's. So I do give him props for that. But I think a lot of people had high hopes because a lot of people like Derek James, as do I. Derek James is a phenomenal trainer. But I said in my video that I put out this morning is, you know, Derek James just got with Anthony Joshua. He can't be expected to make miraculous leaps and bounds to change Joshua's fight game. Now, I told you the thing was interesting was Joshua was coming off the loss. Where would his confidence be? He was saying that he would retire if he were to lose. So now he doesn't have to worry about retirement, which is good. And I have been a frequent supporter of this statement that I've said on the channel is ultimately capturing the W is the most important thing. You can always go back. Like if you get a win, you get a win. You know, it could be an ugly win, which this kind of was to me. But, you know, you live to fight another day, go back, watch tape, see where you can improve and build from that. So I'd rather take a ugly win than a loss. However, I just wasn't blown away. You know, I think as a fight itself, it wasn't one of the greatest fights to watch. You know, you have to keep in mind, we're off the heels of David Benavidez and Caleb Plant, which was an amazing card and an amazing fight. I thought the Coffee fight with Wardley was BS, the stoppage. I thought it was far too premature. I didn't really watch the Campbell Hatton and a lot of the other stuff on the undercard, but main event, I just wasn't blown away. Joshua, it's weird because I think Joshua's almost kind of in a no man's land. Joshua was, there are little shades of him looking like the Joshua of old, but it was too scattered for me, right? And it looked like he was low confidence throughout the fight. And I can't quite put a finger on it, but it just felt like something was missing. Now, keep in mind, I knew of Anthony Joshua here in the States well before he was on Showtime and well before he had became a champion, you know, so before his bigger fights and fights like Charles Martin and things like that. So I had been watching and seeing, and he, back in the day when he was fighting, and he was fighting like 14-0, 15-0, right around that spot, he just looked super athletic, super powerful, super confident, and he was considered a knockout artist and very explosive. And he's gaining weight, losing weight throughout that time since the Klitschko fight. Sometimes he's bulking up, sometimes he looks lean like the Ruiz rematch. And I really don't know what the game plan is, where he needs to be. And it's almost like he has no identity as a fighter. Like, where is that explosive Joshua that was knocking out Eric Molina? Because it looked like he could have, if he was in that more of that mindset, it looked like he could have possibly been the first to stop Jermaine Franklin, you know, but he would have to put it together. Franklin, to his credit, is crafty and he looks to be very durable. But one thing I said in my video that I put out earlier about this fight is Franklin at times, you know, he could be frustrating to watch because he's very economical and patient to a fault. And you can't expect to go to enemy territory, go to the UK. They're playing Sweet Caroline and drinking beers and supporting the hometown guy, and 20,000 people in the stands. They're going to marvel at anything he's doing. You're not going to really win the fight how Franklin was doing it. However, I think Franklin could have had even a better showing, but he would have to take more chances, which maybe creates more opportunity for Joshua. But all in all, how the fight played out, I just wasn't blown away. I think round maybe 7, definitely round 8. Round 8 was probably the worst round of the fight, but right around 7, 8, 9, the fight was an extremely messy, sloppy, cathartic, grab fest, clinching, tussling, wrestling. Joshua also was doing these little subtle things where he was holding Jermaine Franklin's head down and then trying to blast. So he used his left hand to kind of hold and position Franklin's head because he had the dreads, and hold his head down. And then in the clinch, he was trying to blast him with an uppercut. And I thought that was pretty lazy from Joshua, that he was trying to get like really kind of a cheap shot, and he kept trying to do it. So to me, that's what I'm talking about. Joshua lacking like the character or identity. Like, why not shoot the uppercut, you know, in a more of a traditional fashion and create the knockout, kind of like he did with Vladimir Klitschko. But it to me, it looked like he was almost out of answers and probably growing tired. So he was just trying to find a way to end the fight quick. But boxing at the elite level really doesn't work like that. You gotta put it together. You got to catch the person lacking. It's like they say, the punch you don't expect is the punch that hurts you the most. And I thought that was kind of chintzy from Anthony Joshua, that he kept trying to get that off. And he just looked extremely on the inside. The inside fighting game was not there. Guys like Tyson Fury, being his size and being a much better inside fighter, would absolutely give Joshua all the problems in the world. Fights with Deontay Wilder, I don't see Joshua winning because Wilder's too athletic, unpredictable, got speed, explosive, and oh my God, that killer power. So if I was Wilder or Fury and you do want to fight Joshua, I would try to get that out the way, because at the top level, if Joshua faces, you know, a big puncher, the Joe Joyces and guys like that, there's really no guarantee that he comes through that particular fight. Luckily, Franklin is a moderate puncher at best, and he was much shorter. And he's also a guy who's not, like I said, he's not going to take the most chances, and he's going to be responsible and economical with his punches. But I see Joshua really having problems with or without Derrick James against higher level, more like even a guy like Daniel Dubois could be very problematic. Dillian White rematch, even though he knocked out Dillian White, right? Dillian White has improved, you know, even though he's been knocked out since the Joshua fight, he's gained a lot more experience. Joe Joyce, Usyk 3, Wilder, Fury. I mean, top level fights, these are all dangerous. Joshua seemed, especially as he started getting tired in round 7, 8, 9-ish, he seemed out of answers almost, and almost lazy with the puzzle. I do think Joshua picked up the pace and maybe got a second win, and he started landing some hard shots in the championship rounds, maybe round 10, 11, 12, and a fight almost broke out at the end of the fight, and that was the most exciting part of the fight. So overall, definitely a forgettable fight. I mean, congrats to Joshua, because Dillian White, I thought he lost to Jermaine Franklin, but there were no questions that Joshua won this particular fight. I just wasn't really blown away by it. Also, seeing Joshua look as big as he did next to Franklin, you just almost expect more. It looked like one was a cruiserweight and one was a heavyweight. It looked like they were almost in two different weight classes, even though it's the heavyweight division. So Joshua, his jab was pretty good, but I thought it could have been more consistent, and he could have done something behind the jab to like use the jab to get in that range and release some vicious combos. So ultimately, the Ruiz fight may have taken something from Joshua, because he seems spotty. With Robert Garcia and Derrick James, I really truly didn't see too much different with Joshua. He seems kind of unsure of himself, maybe a little bit more back to the basics and fundamentals with a guy like Derrick James, but it also could have been Usyk, his approach to the Joshua fights versus Franklin's. Let me know what you guys think. Did you watch the fight? Did you like the fight? What do you think of my breakdown? Let me know that in the comment section, and I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks, right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with a $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.